What's up everyone, I'm Conrad. Today we're back with another video. We're going to be covering the MOX Motors complete LED underhood universal light kit featuring their ROX lights. So this kit comes with everything you need. You will not have to buy a single other piece unless you wanted to like super loom up your wiring, but the kit contains all the zip ties to make sure everything is nice and secured, two really strong magnets, the two ROX lights which have a CNC cut back and a polycarbonate lens. Looks like they've got some black anodizing on there as well, and if you look closely inside the light itself, they've got a pretty neat topographical pattern that actually carries over to their other popular product, which is the Topo wiper blade. We've also got a MOX Motors sticker, some mounting hardware, and a complete, look at that, an extra zip tie, and a complete wiring kit with a switch. So the first thing you're gonna do when you get everything unpackaged, you're gonna grab your magnet, the provided hardware, and you're gonna attach that to the back of the threaded portion in the light. This is gonna allow you to place it wherever you want on the underside of your hood, depending on how you want the light throw. So when you look at the magnets that are provided and this little beveled Allen bolt, you gotta make sure that you put the flat part down, and then you're gonna take the Allen bolt and just lightly screw it in there, and then top it off with the Allen wrench. So now that we've got everything assembled, we're gonna pop the hood and show you guys how to wire these up. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna take your lights, and with those magnets, you're just gonna roughly figure out where you wanna place those. Once you've got them in there, you can start to undo your wiring harness, and super simple, we're just gonna route all the cabling through here around some of these supports for the hood, and then we'll plug everything in with the switch and the wiring for the battery. Now that we've got the wiring harness untangled and laid out, you'll see a longer and a shorter side. Obviously the shorter side is going to go to the light that's closer to the battery, and that other one is going to go over there. So first step is going to be this hole right here. We're going to feed that wiring up and out of here, and then around all the supports like I mentioned, and we'll get everything hooked up. This part's going to take a little bit of finagling to get this up here, but eventually, if you're patient, you'll get it where it needs to go. So this part can be a little bit tedious. We tried to feed this all the way through, but because this gap is pretty small, it can be frustrating. So instead, we took a piece of wire, pushed it all the way down, and then we pulled it out with a set of pliers. Then we taped the end of the harness here, we grabbed it, pulled it through, and now we have it peeking out through the hood. So this took us about 10 minutes. Just know this is probably the easiest way to do it. All right, so to keep it going, we're gonna go through here, through there, and then up through there, and then the shorter one will come up between these two right here. So let's knock that out. Same concept, gets a little tight in there. Might require a little bit of force, just be careful so you don't break the harness or anything like that. Might have to pry up a little bit here to get it through, but with a little bit of patience, some muscling, and I'm gonna kind of force this in a little bit more here, you'll get it done. Okay, that reaches. So we pulled the lights off. As you can see, I've already pulled these connectors off of here and stripped them down. I'm going to do the same thing with these, exposing just enough for us to be able to get a little bit of wire into the end of the butt connector. We're not taking off much. So boom. And boom. Same thing, we're going to strip these down over here as well. Probably about a 14. Good. Boom. All right, so disregard what we said earlier, and we'll put a little disclaimer earlier in the video. We tried to cut this stuff off, and even my smallest butt connector doesn't have enough bite to connect to these teeny tiny wires. So we basically took the spares, reconnected them. So do yourself a favor, unless you're gonna be soldering these connections or something like that, or you have a better solution, just use what they've got. All right, so after making the mistake of cutting everything and having to rewire all of it, we finally got everything hooked up. We put electrical tape over each individual end and then together. Obviously you don't want your positive and negative touching. And then we zip tied everything right here, and right here. This one you don't want to do too tight because you're going to end up pinching the windshield fluid line, and then you're going to have bad output for your wipers. So that's everything. And then if we follow this over here, now we're at this point. We've disconnected this little piece right here. It is a removable and replaceable clip. We're going to feed the wires back there, attach it to another loom we have running in the same spot, and then run everything over to the switch and battery. So our lights are wired up, secured, everything is good to go. We're at the other end of the harness now. We've got the negative terminal and the positive terminal. And like we mentioned, it's an all-inclusive kit. So we've got an inline fuse and a switch that when you unscrew this portion and that little nut that's on there is gonna fit really nicely into this OEM slot. So let's get this installed. All right, and you guys saw we screwed that in real quick. If you want to zoom in on the spot, look at that, OEM like it was made to be. It's not going to interfere with any of the hood parts or anything like that. Pretty convenient little on and off switch. You could also install a pressure switch that would go off when you open and close the hood. Last step we got to do, positive and negative, and we're all set. And that's it, install's done. Positive, negative, switch, lighting, all the securing that we've done with the zip ties and everything, got the harnesses out of the way, and moment of truth, that easy. Flip of a switch, now you have under hood lighting from the MOX Motors kit. So we're gonna let the sun set a little bit more so you guys can get a better look at this stuff in the dark, but we've installed this on another Tacoma already and the results are pretty good. So give us a little bit and we'll be right back when the sun goes down. So the sun went down like 5 minutes ago, maybe 10. I just wanted to show you guys before it gets totally dark that even in this lighting, and there's still a lot of ambient lighting left, we're basically in a blue hour, there is a lot of light output. A lot of light output for these little lights. So it's about 20 minutes past sunset and we could wait a little bit longer, but the point is that even with ambient light, we've still got a ton of usable light. So imagine what it's gonna look like when it's pitch black out. So that's gonna be it. MOX Motors, any questions? That's it for this one. Comment, like, subscribe, all those things. Links in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.